Hello, this is Scott Biceno, editor of telecoms.com, here at ZTE's 5G Summit and User Congress in Istanbul, Turkey. And I'm delighted to be speaking to Marco Di Costanzo of TIM Brasil. So Marco, can we just start by talking about your 5G strategies, how you're implementing them and how you see them shaping your competitive positioning?
You're right. 5G is inside our strategic objectives there in Brazil. Brazil is a wide country, it's more continent than a country, so we cope with some challenges that covering a large continent, a large country in a low-income country. So Brazil is pretty poor as average income. So we need to cope growth, that is network development, with sustainability and with profitability, what we named growth profitability. So 5G meets all of them, since we are going to provide in the first phase coverage in the big cities. Of course, we are leading in Brazil 5G landscape. We are number one in terms of site, in terms of cities already covered. We are overcome 500 cities already covered with 5G, part of them 100% covered. So our coverage and quality is something that fits inside our strategy that is based on 3 Bs, best offer, best service, and best network. So the 5G coverage is a challenge countrywide, but we can count on a strategic partnership and using the right product to fill in our sustainability, profitability, and growth challenges.
That's great. And so just to drill down a bit more on that, could you perhaps talk a bit more about where you are on your 5G journey and especially what you're prioritizing in order to maintain your sort of competitive leadership in Brazil?
Yes, so still competing is our key mission, is our mission. So we are the first now. We want to be keeping the leadership in the future. So we want to have access to product that is easy to deploy, easy to maintain, easy to buy, easy to deploy, easy to maintain. So that's why we have we count on partners that provide us services and products. All this is to keep leadership not only in coverage or connectivity, but also in providing the new services for individuals and industry, or consumer and enterprises. So both business model would see TIM Brasil as a leader, as a pioneer in Brazil, either for B2C model or B2B model.
Okay, that's great, thanks. And as we're both here as guests of ZTE, could you perhaps tell us a little bit more about ZTE's ultra broadband radio solution and how that contributes to the goals that we were just speaking about, and especially in the areas of network, sustainability and operational efficiency?
Right. So we count, as I mentioned, we count on partners, strategic partner, and as partner that will become strategic is share the same objective than us. So ZTE is one of them. So we closed a contract for RAN, radio access network, layer deployment. And we are the first in the world to use in field a new solution that UBR is a radio unit, multi-technology radio unit. So it can cope radiating simultaneously five bands for 4G. So it simplifies a lot tremendously the site configuration, site type. So we can, for example, to make an example, we can reply up to 15 radio unit with just 3 radio unit, one per sector. So it's dramatically reduce the space we occupy on the tower, since we are paying for space on the tower. This is OpEx expenditure that we cope with. If we occupy more space, we pay more. And the second in power consumption. Of course, it's a cost that we cope with. So with this solution, we can reduce up to 57% of space on the tower and 35% of power consumption. So it's fit well in the dimension of sustainability for lowering the consumption and productivity and efficiency from the cost perspective.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just as my final question, if we could take a step back and maybe look to the future, could you give us a sense of how the development of 5G will affect Brazil as a country, and then what Tim's role is going to be in that process.
Yeah. No, Team Brazil is a huge continent. It's not so infrastructured from fixed broadband standpoint. So 5G could leverage the reducing of digital divide, digital gap, fostering digital society and digital economy for development of the country, of the nation, of the society, of course, of a customer on behalf of TIM and its customers.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.